Now, I don't really know how much one can use a toy camera for, but as someone who currently doesn't have any of my face showing up in these videos, it might be the cheapest alternative to use. So, might be some good in that. Hello and welcome to the 18th episode of the National Holiday Podcast. I'm your host, Noah Mandow, and without further ado, let's jump right into World Toy Camera Day. At first, this came as a little bit of a surprise to me. I don't know why we need days for certain toys, but there was National Fetch Day the other day, which was being thrown by Chuckits or something like that, a company that made a toy that makes playing fetch with your dog easier. I don't know. It was weird. So I'm guessing this one might have been started by some company as well. So let's see if we're getting sponsored today. Celebrated annually on the third Sunday of October. Despite the name, toy cameras are functional cameras that can take pictures. Oh, since they are cheap models, they don't have any controls, but photographers still like to use them as their distortions make for very interesting photos. Interesting. So it's not even for them to be used as a toy. It's like using them as a tool for photographers with more skill. Interesting. 1960s, one of the world's first toy cameras is invented in Hong Kong. In 2000, a campaign portrait of Al Gore is captured by photographer David Burnett on a Holga camera. In 2002, photographer Becky Ramatowski is inspired by Pinhole Photography Day to establish World Toy Camera Day. Okay, so it came from another photography day that exists. And in 2018, Israeli photographer Oded Balilti wins a Pulitzer Prize for his powerful image of a Jewish settler defying Israeli soldiers. 5 fun facts about toy cameras. Lomography is photography attributed to toy cameras. What is lomography? It takes its name from the Soviet-era cameras produced by the Leningradskoye Optiko Mechanikovsko. Oh my gosh. Okay. I really butchered that one. Okay. Moving along. Toy camera photography has been exhibited. An example of this is the annual Crappy Camera exhibition at the Soho Photo Gallery in New York City. Interesting enough, both crappy and camera are spelt with a K there. Really pushing it to it there. Number 3, Popular Photography magazine acknowledges Diana toy camera photography as an art form in its own right. Most camera phone editing apps include a lomography filter, and the photographer Becky Ramatowski has more than 20 toy cameras in her New Mexico home. Cool. Next, we have Wear Something Gaudy Day, or Gaudy, I guess that's probably how that word is actually pronounced. We're ready to pull out all the stops. If you've always wanted to show off some of the more bizarre items in your closet, this is the day to do so. Whether it's a chunky rhinestone-studded belt, a pink velour juicy couture tracksuit, or a highlighter yellow top that only 90s ravers would approve of. Today is the day to wear it. I don't think the person in the picture is really going all out for gaudy. They just kind of have like a pink fluffy turtleneck on with like a green sweater draped over their shoulders and then jeans. Like it doesn't really look as crazy as what I would have hoped for this. Apparently in the 1970s, Three's Company character Larry Dallas proposes a day to celebrate wearing gaudy clothes. In the 1990s, bright colors, rhinestones, and all the bling are seen on everyone from Destiny's Child to NSYNC. 2000s, universally hated for how they look, but loved for how comfortable they are, Crocs are brought out in the gaudiest colors ever. Yep. Oh man, Crocs are the best. What were the little things that you could put into Crocs? Were they just called like Snappets or something like that? Or Clickets even maybe? Something like that I feel. I don't remember. But I had some of them. I had a UFO one. And that's the only one I remember. Fun story about Crocs that we're just going to get into now. Not really related to this day anymore, except more related to Crocs. One time I got my Crocs stuck in an escalator, so it was like an escalator going up, and my foot kind of got stuck at the very top, causing the escalator to jam. And then when we managed to pull my Croc out, it looked like I had gotten like the end of it bitten off by like a shark. Like it looked like the kind of cartoony like teeth kind of circular-ish shape. It was really bizarre. But overall, my foot was fine. So, yeah, I don't even know if I like threw out the Crocs after that, because I feel like I still had Crocs for a while, but maybe I just like grew into my brother's pair or something like that. I don't remember. Oh my goodness, how to celebrate Wear Something Gaudy Day. One of the things is to organize a photo shoot, and you can do that with your toy cameras. Oh, it's all coming together. So next up, we have Sunday School Teacher Appreciation Day. Sunday school teachers are not always formally trained teachers. Instead, they're often regular people who decide to dedicate their time to teach kids about their faith. Yes, we all know that formally trained teachers are not regular people because they sleep at the school. That's how they work. They live there. I don't even remember where that joke was first made, or if some kids honestly do think that. I know I never did because my dad's a teacher, but it's weird that that's like an idea that comes around it. But yes, teachers, not regular people. 1751, William King establishes the first Sunday school in England to offer working children an education. 1790s, Samuel Slater sets up the first Sunday school for young boys working in his cotton factory. 1930s, until this point, Sunday school classes had been taken in the afternoons. 1993, the publisher selects the third Sunday of October to celebrate the dedication of Sunday school teachers across the country. Say it's the publisher of Gospel Light. I don't know if I've ever heard of that, but there we go. 5 interesting facts about Sunday school. It wasn't always faith-based. There's an award for Sunday school teachers. What? Gospel Light offers the Henrietta Mears Sunday School Teacher of the Year Award in honor of its founder, Christian educator Dr. Henrietta Mears. The day has been acknowledged in the Senate. Famous people have taught Sunday school, such as U.S. President Jimmy Carter and talk show host Stephen Colbert. I feel like I know who that is. And there are numerous Sunday school resources. Lifeway Christian Resources, David C. Cook, and Group Publishing are all good examples of that. It's also National Payback a Friend Day, so to all those parents out there who haven't given up all their money handing it over to their sons and daughters in the previous 2 holidays, now if they have any money left, they can pay back their friends. After conducting an in-depth study on how money affects relationships, Bank of America designated a day to pay back your friends. This study, which is called the Friends Again Report, found that 53% of its participants have ended a friendship after they loaned a friend money and were never paid back. As a way to combat this issue, National Payback a Friend Day was created, so on October 17th, put away the bad feelings, pull up your mobile payment apps, and start paying your, in brackets, ex friends back. This is actually kind of funny that this has happened because my friends and I have just like ordered a bunch of tickets for a thing, and one of them now needs to get paid by everybody. But hey, I've paid them back already, so it's all good. They won't be coming after me on National Payback a Friend Day, that's for sure. 1998. Did you know PayPal started under the name Confinity? That doesn't sound like a well thought up name. Infinity and Con put together. Great for PayPal. 2012, Braintree acquired Venmo for $26.2 million. PayPal later bought Braintree for $800 million. 2017, Zelle, a payment app owned by many of the big banks, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Chase, to name a few, launched a person-to-person payment system. 4 reasons to keep friends and money separate. IOUs can leave a friendship MIA. Oh, I like how they use 2 different sets of abbreviations like that. It's almost alliteration, but I don't know what you'd call that, just like using multiple of those. Some of my friends and I have like actual kind of things of like IOU where it's just like, oh, like this time we're going to go to the movies, so I'll buy the tickets, and next time you'll buy the tickets. And if we're going to Starbucks occasionally, we'll just switch out who pays and assume that it kind of evens out by the time it's all over. I think that's a healthy way to do it too, because then it's not as complicated when you're actually trying to plan events, because somebody just covers the other people or the other person, but then it all evens out in the end. So don't need to worry about them being MIA friendships. Millennials have a bad rep. Whoa, lots of people believe that millennials are the demographic that will most likely not pay a friend back. That's because we don't have any money. Actually, I don't know if I'm a millennial or Gen Z. I'm in the floaty middle ground, so Zillennial. Apparently there's a price on friendship. Nearly half of all Americans are willing to terminate a friendship because of money. Well, okay, what does this mean? Like, price on friendship of like, so if someone's like, hey, I'll give you $500,000 to stop being friends with this person, is that what they mean? Because like, just saying terminating a friendship because of money doesn't really, like, it seems like it's really going on the fact that, like, oh, they owe me several $100s and they don't pay it back. And I think that's just a point of the friend not being trustworthy if, like, that's the case. If you're someone who just offers your money up and are just like, yeah, I just pay for my friend's stuff all the time, then I don't think it's a problem to not get paid back if you're not expecting it. I don't know. People have lost thousands to friends. The amount of money people claim they've loaned to friends and were never paid back averages out to $2,092. Who would give more than that with? That's crazy. Someone out there has just, like, given a ton of money to their friends and then not gotten it back, and has just must have skewed this average quite a bit. Like, that's insane. No more of that. We're gonna go on to National Mulligan Day. Everyone deserves a second chance. Yeah, except those friends that don't pay you back, apparently. Jeez. Way to go, the irony of putting these 2 days on the same day. Though often associated with getting a freebie after a less than desirable golf shot, National Mulligan Day applies to any undertaking in which you would care for a do-over. 1793, yet another version of the truth about the origin of the term mulligan states that it comes from Thomas Mulligan, a minor Anglo-Irish aristocrat and passionate golfer. The word mulligan being named after someone, like, I know that some people do actually have the last name Mulligan, like there's even someone in the newest Venom movie that has the last name Mulligan, but that just, it seems weird that would have been named after some... Okay, I'm actually getting second thoughts on that, because I've definitely played games, like we play a lot of Kerp at my university residence, and the one shot we have named after somebody because they did it so commonly. So, you know what? No, I understand this. David Bernard Mulligan, another Mulligan, a Canadian golfer. Oh my gosh, 2 Mulligan golfers? Okay. And one-time manager of the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City, would often ask for a second shot off the first tee, coining the term Mulligan. Okay, so there's one from 1920, and then there's one from 1793, and then there's another one from the 1930s, which say some golf historians give credit to John A. Buddy Mulligan, a locker room attendant at Essex Fells, CC, New Jersey, for the word. But it doesn't give reason for why the word would have been created around him. I don't know. I feel like theory number 2 sounds the most realistic, but that I might be kind of biased because it says it's a Canadian golfer, and so I'm like, woo, Canada. 1940s, the United States Golf Association claims that the term first achieved widespread use. There we go. Moving on to National Edge Day. So when I first saw that it's National Edge Day, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to be edgy. But then the first line here says, the straight edge lifestyle means refraining from alcohol, drugs, and tobacco. Would you believe a subgenre of hardcore punk rockers inspired this movement? It's true. But, like, edge... So, like, straight edge and edge are different then, right? Okay, let's see. June 1981, a punk band went straight. The hardcore punk band Minor Threat first released the song Straight Edge in 1981. The term was soon adopted as a title for the movement to refrain from using drugs, alcohol, and tobacco. But, like, so straight edge versus edge. So I don't know why they're talking so much about straight edge, because, like, the day is just called National Edge Day. Surely then it should be called National Straight Edge Day, if that's what they're actually trying to do here. 1999, although people had begun to live the straight edge lifestyle in the 1980s, the movement gained traction in the 1990s. Yeah, okay, so the day is called National Edge Day, but everything on here is being like, no, straight edge. That's the way to go. While attending UC Santa Barbara, Steve Aoki adhered to the vegan straight edge lifestyle. Wait, so why is being vegan straight edge now? Oh my goodness, I'm so confused. 2000s. By the early 2000s, many people in the movement added veganism to their straight edge lifestyles. Although not officially part of the movement, some began to refer to themselves as vegan straight edge, or with the symbol X, capital V, X. Okay, I don't understand any of this. Straight edge. Let's go. Also, why would you, like... Well, okay, so it says taking away drugs and tobacco, but then go into veganism. But, like, you know, weed, that's a plant. If you're gonna put veganism into the mix, like, you know... I don't know. We're going to move on. International Day for the Eradication of Poverty. We want to observe it by considering the ways we can help. Poverty is a real crisis that affects millions of people around the world. This is a day to acknowledge the suffering of people who have to deal with the consequences of poverty, hunger, violence, and homelessness. All right, let's see what some interesting facts or ways to help out are. Here we go. 5 facts about global poverty that will make you jump to action. As of 2016, 736 million people worldwide live on less than $1.90 a day. I imagine that means $1.90 American. is what that's probably referring to. Global poverty is on the rise. Worldwide instability has pushed millions of people into poverty over the last few years. Climate change is increasing poverty. A temporary basic income can help. Giving people a basic income for a short period of time can help them get back on their feet. And 2/3 of the world's poor are children. Many children whose parents succumb to poverty are orphaned, leaving them even more vulnerable. And going from a complete switch from that serious note, it's Eminem's birthday. I always find it weird when people's birthdays get put on these. He will get mentioned in the birthday section because he was also on the list of famous celebrity birthdays, believe it or not. But let's see if I can find like one thing. Oh my goodness, here we go. How to celebrate Eminem's birthday. Host your own rap battle. There we go. That's all I'm going to read from this page. That's all that the celebrity birthdays get from now on. Black Poetry Day is celebrated every year on October 17th to honor all the talented African American poets, both past and present. If you're a literature enthusiast, poet, or writer, no matter your race, you'll absolutely love Black Poetry Day, where you can celebrate Black heritage and history. Let's see if there's any things about that. October 17th, 171D1. I almost said, I meant 1711. Jupiter Hammond is born as a slave in Long Island in the United States. Who's Jupiter Hammond? Oh, this is the problem of jumping around on these pages. I don't actually know what the points are talking about if they don't express them further. So Jupiter Hammond is an American poet, known as a founder of African American literature, as his poem published in 1761 in New York was the first by an African American in North America. There you go. And then there's also, says the first known poem by a black poet is Lucy Terry's Bar Fight, which was published in 1855. However, then the term, like the little timeline date for this says 1746, so maybe they wrote it then and it didn't get published until 1855, or that's just a bit of a mistype. I'm not too sure. 1761, Jupiter Hammond's poem An Evening Thought becomes the first published poem by a black American. And 1770 to 1773, Phyllis Wheatley publishes her first poem, and 3 years later, a volume of verses. There you go. And then moving on, we have National Pasta Day. Hundreds of years of Italian tradition go into this simple meal. Each October, we devote a special day to this incredible dish. Pasta comes in many shapes and sizes, but no matter the form, it's something nearly every American family has grown up with. I can agree with that. I have grown up with many different forms of pasta dishes. In the 400s, pasta is produced in large quantities in Palermo. In the 1600s, in Naples, people become vociferous macaroni eaters. Oh. 1740, Paolo Adami opened the first pasta factory in Venice, Italy. Oh, there you go. Artificial pasta drying invented in 1914. Interesting. And then for the last day, which was originally going to be the first, but I actually read all these in reverse order because I decided to talk about the toy cameras first. National Clean Your Virtual Desktop Day, which is a day to organize all of your files, back them up, and make your whole desktop look pretty. So I think that's fair. There's no actual like facts about this. There are some activities though that just say, yeah, back up your files, organize your things, let it go. Wait, oh my goodness. So the point that says let it go says let it go, let it go. Sorry, that song is catchy, so we couldn't help but reference Frozen. All jokes aside though, let go of those files you've been holding on to. Do you really need that screenshot from 3 years ago? Trash if the answer is no. I'm not someone who can throw away pictures or screenshots. My old phone, which I mean is basically dead now because it's just never been turned on in like several years, has so many screenshots on it from just whatever games I would have been playing back then. Probably a lot of stuff related to like Plants vs. Zombies and, oh my goodness, possibly Angry Birds. I don't know what I would have had a screenshot about then. But I'm trying to remember, because I remember there being games that I would just take constant screenshots in, and I really don't remember what that would have been. But maybe if I can ever turn that phone on, then I'll find out. And if you have everything looking nice, it says that it gives you more speed. Does it really? The logic behind this is quite simple. The more things you have stored on your computer, a slower running machine. Oh, so it's like taking stuff off your computer. I see. I thought it was just saying by like making your desktop nicer. This is getting into more logistics than just making your desktop look nice. Come on. You'll then have more space and a fresh start. Yes, just wipe your entire drive and just have a nice fresh start on your entire computer and desktop. So, moving on to celebrity birthdays, we first have, believe it or not, Eminem, who's turning 48. He is an American rapper, if you did not know, and has songs like Lose Yourself, Venom, and Rap God. He's also shown up in some movies and TV shows such as The Interview, 8 Mile, Eminem: E, and The Slim Shady Show. Wait, from 2000 to 2003. Wow, okay. Huh. I didn't realize that Eminem was so early 2000s. Huh. I didn't think that he was popular until like slightly after that. I don't know. I was quite young back then, so I wouldn't have noticed anyway, I guess. We then have Queen Naija, who's turning 26, who's an American singer, who has songs such as Medicine, Pack Life, and Mama's Hand. And moving on to Alea Mcbroom, who is turning 3. They're Catherine Pates' daughter. I don't know if I know who that is. Apparently McBroom is a YouTube star and a famous baby who is the youngest member of the McBroom family. So it's like one of them YouTube families, I guess. Born in 2018 in the US, she is the youngest daughter of Austin McBroom and Catherine Pates, both being really famous Instagram and YouTube stars. Alea has the elder sister named Elle McBroom. Interesting here, so that it says Alea with like an umlaut above the I, which is the double dot, but then in this paragraph, there's an I one time with only one dot, and then there's also Alea spelt with a Y instead. That's a bit interesting. We also have Simply Nailogical, who is a Canadian YouTuber. Christine Raquel Rottenberg, also known as Simply Nailogical, is a Canadian YouTube personality, businesswoman, crime statistic analyst even, for the Government of Canada and former child actress. Holy crap, she's just done a lot. So I wonder if she's like, man, back in my days as a criminal analyst, I used to do a lot with like fingerprints. But how about nails? Yeah, let's go on to that now. More on the back of the hand. Let's do it. So much decoration. That's actually pretty cool. Nathan Pilland, 26, has songs like Better Off, Break My Heart, and Somebody. It looks like they're also known as Space Boy, unless that's probably not the album. That's probably the person who wrote. I don't know. This is weird. I don't know how to read through what Google is all saying here. Space Boy is probably the name of the album. There we go. Figured it out. Okay, and then finally we have Dami Im, who is an Australian singer/songwriter, Korean-born, multi-instrumentalist, performing artist living in Brisbane. She has songs like Sound of Silence, Crying Underwater, and Fighting for Love. And onto our random Wikipedia stuff. In the year 1860, first the Open Championship, referred to in North America as the British Open. What? What does that even mean? What's the grammar in that? First the Open Championship, referred to as the British Open? I don't know what that is. We're going to actually have to open the link for this one because I don't know what that point even means. Let's give that a little bit of a gander here. British Open and the Open. Okay. The oldest golf tournament in the world and one of the most prestigious, founded in 1860. There we go. So it's a golf tournament. We also have in 1956, the first commercial nuclear power station is officially opened by Queen Elizabeth II in Sellafield, England. And in 2018, the recreational use of cannabis is legalized in Canada. There you go. What was it? Vegan straight edge-ers, or straight vegan edge, whatever the word was. Now, you can add weed to that legally here. 1781, we got the birth of Johann, probably. Yeah, it's probably Johann. Johann Friedrich Meckel, German anatomist, who passed away in 1833. The following eponymous terms are named after him. Ooh, there's like several of these. Okay, Meckel's diverticulum, an outpouching of the ileum, part of the small intestine, and found in approximately 2% of the population. Interesting. Meckel's cartilage, a cartilaginous bar from which the mandible is formed, described in 1820. A syndrome, Meckel's syndrome, also named after him. The condition was described in 1822. A protein, Mecklin, the gene for which is found on chromosome 8, is named after him. And the supposed Meckel-Serres law of recapitulation in embryology. Wow, that's Quite a lot of big science words there. Some of which went right over my head. I do know what a chromosome is, if that counts, and also what a mandible is. So I think I can make a guess at what embryology is, but not quite recapitulation. I feel like I maybe could figure that out, but yeah, we'll just go on. Seeing as it's Sunday, we're going to list a day for each of the, or a holiday for each of the days for the next week. So we have National No Beard Day, which will be going on tomorrow. Then on Tuesday we have Evaluate Your Life Day. That'll be interesting. Wednesday we have my birthday, so I'm not going to actually say any special holiday for that day because that's special enough. Thursday, National Reptile Day. Friday, International Caps Lock Day. Nice. Saturday, National Mole Day. I think that's in reference to the animal, not the beauty feature, or beauty mark, right? That's what it's called. Yeah. But I can't actually remember what the picture of for the day was. So I guess we'll find out on Saturday which mole it's in reference to. And then next Sunday is Drake's birthday. So there you go. It's Eminem's birthday today, Drake's birthday next week. With that, though, we have reached the end of the podcast. So, as always, stay safe, stay edgy, and you'll be hearing back from me tomorrow.